host of the Gridiron.
And by the way, once again, great job for the Giants. We're going to go a little bit more, talk about, the drafts and all that stuff and everything. But that's what you want to have happen. The final game of the season. They gave the fans it was a great atmosphere. I'm not sure how many people were there, but it was a great atmosphere, and you can tell the players are thrilled to death to come away with the dub, right? Something they hadn't done all season, right? But so after this season's over with, the Giants next have a decision to make on Mr. Kayvon Thibodeaux, right? After having as many now, once again, he was injured. He missed some time. Now, was it because, the amount of sacks he had last year, was that kind of a contribution of, he played in all the games, but was that also like a Wink Martindale where he got schemed or, his win rate was not very impressive last year. His rush win rate, not very impressive, but he did have all those sacks. This season, I think he has like 3 sacks all year. Yeah. He's going to have a hard time, sitting down at a table with Shane and saying, "Yeah, I want $25 million a year." He's going to be. And Shane's like, "Let's put on your sack. Let's put on your your highlight film here. Let's see how many sacks you." So they got themselves a 2 or not 2. Pick up the 5th-year option. Now, of course, that also includes Evan Neal as well, too. Ooh. Boy, that's Evan Neal. I don't know. Tell you what, you see, Neal gets out there in the run. He wants to play. You can see he puts people on his fannies in the run game. But you're not sure, if he's a part of the Giants' future, especially if the Giants, for whatever reason, don't want to put him inside. For whatever reason. I have no idea. Once again, no idea. If GVR does not come back, I could see maybe not, right? If you don't try to put Evan Neal in a guard, because we got Illuminor for next year. We got Andrew Thomas coming back. We got Illuminor. And John Michael Schmitz. You got Runyon. You got a spot open there at guard. If the Giants just if they're going to pretend to be like 2-year-old children and hold their breath, nope, you can't make me do it. I'm not going to put Evan Neal a guard. Nope, not going to do it. I'm going to hold my breath. Nope. If they're going to be like absolute total idiots and not try him at guard, I don't know. I can't see him possibly picking up his 5th-year option. That makes absolutely no sense to me at all. But is this it? There we go. So with the Kayvon now, right? Last season's draft was really, really good. We're going to need another. We're going to need that again this year. If we have any hopes and dreams of aspirations of turning this thing around at all, right? We'll have some money to spend, right? And we'll have to see what the Giants wind up doing, how they wind up spending some of their money. They don't have a ton of money, but they'll have some money. But they can really use another good draft. That would really, really help, right? Look, we got Tracy, who's a starter. Theo Johnson is a starter. Malik Neighbors is a starter. Phillips is a starter. Newman's a starter. We got 5 guys, 5 starters. And they all seem like they're pretty. I'm not saying they're all Hall of Famers, nothing, but they look like they're decent players. If we can pick out another 3-4 starters or so out of this draft coming up, that would be huge, absolutely huge. Not to mention bringing in some people on from free agency. But if you look back, a couple of years ago, we had pick number 5 and pick number 7. Man, I tell you what, it sure would have been nice if we hit those babies. I'm not going to go back and look at the draft and say, well, if we pick so-and-so instead of Neal, if we pick this guy instead of Kayvon, man, that would have been, I'm not going to do that right now. But, pick number 5, you got 2 picks in the top 10, man. That should be like, a major leaguer just throwing the ball up and just, creaming it out of the park. But man, here you are a couple years later, just kind of scratching your head. Pick number 5 and pick number 7, and we're not even sure if we're going to pick up the 5th-year option on either one. I mean, that's horrible. Now, I don't want to say you want to give Shane a little bit of leeway the first year, because when he came in, he hadn't been here. It's not like he had his coach, his draft, scouts and all that in place, and they had to have, this is the kind of guy we're looking for and all that stuff. And the season, the college football season was over with, and not that Shane wasn't aware of people and all of that and everything, of the college players, but it was kind of, he was kind of meeting his guys. Oh yeah, you're my scout. Oh, how you doing? Yeah, I mean, so now he's been here for a while. He has people in place that he knows and all of that. And I said, the fruits of their labor really showed last year. But I mean, to have picks number 5 and pick number 7, as I said, here we are a few years later, and it's like, man, I don't even know if we're going to be picking up the 5th-year option on these guys. That's not good. That's not good at all. All right, so Giants face a big decision on the Kayvon, right? Shane Bowen was not with the Giants when they were evaluating all the prospects in the 2022 NFL draft, meaning Bowen had nothing to do with the selection of outside linebacker Kayvon with the number 5 overall pick that year. As their first season working together, nears its ends, Bowen has not exactly seen Thibodeaux take a quantum leap forward in his development as a defender. Now, once again, that could be a scheme. Who knows, right? In 10 games, Thibodeaux has 3 sacks and 22 tackles. 22 tackles in 10 games. So, once again, I mean, even if it's scheme, is it asking too much to get a little more than 2 tackles a game from your number 5 overall pick? Is it, look, she's averaging 2 tackles a game, and once again, I mean, he hasn't obviously Kayvon hasn't. They're not talking long contract extension or nothing like that. We're just talking right here. We're just strictly talking picking up his 5th-year option. That's all. But I mean, I said, I don't know if it's how Bowen's been using them compared to what Wink was using them. Don't know, but. He had 5 forced fumbles in his first 2 seasons, but none this season. He started the first 5 games, missed 5 straight games with his wrist. I mean, that is what it is, right? And returned to play in the past 5 games. Obviously, he missed a lot of time there in the middle of the year, Bowen said, which is a big part. I mean, we talked to all these guys about improving as the season goes, and then you get, unfortunately, injured, and you're on the shelf for however long. But I've been pleased with the way he's progressed, and he's put on tape here these last few weeks. And really, last week, I thought it was probably one of his better games, like flying around, playing physical, and he's done some really good things for us. But I mean, that's, a lot of that is also, coaches, just, trying to, I don't know, being coaches, just trying to, just, right. Oh, he's smart. He's tough. He's physical. He pays attention. He's detailed. I mean, just the the stuff, the common ordinary lingo, right? That just comes out of coaches' mouths as they're speaking to the press. Oh, he's done some really good things for us. Yeah. I mean, I've really been impressed with his attitude. I mean, he's smart. He's detail oriented. I really like that. He comes in with a chip on his shoulder. It's like, what does that mean? Right? So is that they're actually coaches actually mean, or they trying to hide something? But I mean, it's like talking to Mike Kafka. He don't give you anything. I mean, right. Thibodeau's 23, is eligible for a contract extension, but that is unlikely to happen as he will not be coming off a strong season from a production standpoint. He had 11 and a half sacks in 2023. Giants must decide this spring, right? They want to exercise the fifth-year option on Kayvon, which would guarantee him an estimated $16 million for the 2026 season. I think at this rate, $16 million. I think that's. Especially because you figure, right? In 2026, you figured. The salary cap's going to obviously go up twice since then. It's going to go up in the 2025, and it's going to go up. So to have him on his roster for only $16 million, I think to me that's a no-brainer. Right? I think that's a no-brainer. Then after this, they talk about the end of this article. All they do is they talk about Malik Neighbors and all that. But the Giants have they got a decision to make. And that's the thing is you have to do it before to pick up his fifth-year option. I'm not sure where they got the $16 million. Right, I said to me that's kind of a no-brainer to get somebody, as I said, even if he only had 3 sacks and all of that. I said, you don't know how much of that, when he came back from his wrist, right? How much did that hinder him? As I said, let's not forget last season. I think he played in every game. Let's see here. Yeah, he played last season. I wasn't sure if he missed a game or not. He played in every game last season, and he had 11 and a half sacks. He had 50 tackles, but 11 and a half sacks, right? This season, I said he's played in 10 games. He has 3 sacks and he has 22 tackles. So, if he gets 1 sack in this game coming up against the Eagles, he will tie his rookie record, rookie mark when he had 4 sacks. But, you look, he's had 18 and a half sacks in 41 games. He's not even getting half a sack a game. So it's going to be interesting to see. As I said, once again, I don't know if it's how Bowen's using them or what Bowen's asking them to do compared to what Wink had him do. Because Wink is attack. So is that why Kayvon got 11 and a half last year and he only has 3 this season? Who knows? But it'd be interesting to see, if there's a point in time where, Kayvon sits down or his agents or whatever, and they start talking. Let's talk money here. Kayvon wants 25 a year, and Shane's like, whoa there, doggy. He gets 3 sacks a season. He wants 25 mil. Yeah, you sure about it? So. But I think picking up this his 5th-year option at $16 million. I think they'll wind up doing that. That would wind up saving himself some money. But sign him to a long-term deal. I don't know. I'd be interested because it's like, how much do you want to spend on that front wall? Right? Because if you sign him to a long-term deal or extend them or whatever, you put them up at 16, 20 million a year. You got Burnsy, 28 or 29. Sexy's at 22 or 23. That's an expensive front wall. Let me tell you what. And especially, we gave up 33 points. This defense has not been rock solid, right? So, but then again, Sexy's not there. Bobby Okerike's not there. Mike McFadden's, so we had some, we had some players missing though too. So, but you got to wonder how much do they want to spend on that front wall, that defensive front wall.